Hello, 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 hello. I trust that you are well. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see who is here. Let's see who is here. We are talking about business ideas in Botswana. Who is here? Please type in your name and where you are watching us from. Thank you so much for joining. So I'm putting a link here in case you want to join me live. If you want to join me live, I'll be able to, bring you up your video so that we can be face-to-face talking. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me see you typing. Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Put some comments. Put some comments in the chat box. All right. I can see Prayer. Who else is here? Let me know. Prayer is watching us from Botswana. Thank you so much, Prayer, for being here. Who else is here? Who else is here? I've put a green background to represent money, to represent cash. All right, so we are talking about business ideas in Botswana. Business ideas in Botswana. Please allow me to I can see a few of us are here, and there are so many people that say they would want to join us. So if you don't mind, we can give them a few more minutes to join us. But in the meantime, please share the broadcast, share the broadcast, share the broadcast, share with others. Let's invite our friends so that they can come. Let them know that we are live. Let them know that we are live. Let them know that we are live. Please invite your friends. Share the broadcast, share the broadcast. In a few minutes, we start talking about business ideas. Remember, the reason why I decided that we actually do this free masterclass is because of the emails that I'm always receiving. Almost every day, I get an email from someone, particularly youths and graduates who say, I want to start business, but I don't know which business to do. All right. So that's the reason why we are here. And I know that some people do not have that money or may not, maybe the money is there, but you're not so sure whether you should actually pay a coach or pay a consultant so that they give you the ideas. All right. So we are going to be sharing. All right. I'm sure by now you know who I am. My name is Wilbert Mutoko. I love entrepreneurship. I love leadership. I started doing business when I was 21, 22 years old. That's when I started buying and selling. And over the years, I've enjoyed myself. I love business. I dream business. I love empowering people. So I'm a motivational speaker. I am a business coach. I'm an executive coach as well. I help directors, CEOs, and managers to move from one level to the other. I help them with presentation skills. I help them with planning and growing on their corporate ladder. All right. And also another thing I do is I'm an author. I think some of you have already seen some of the books that I have written, which include 15 Secrets for Personal Financial Success. What you have is enough. Financial Freedom is your 10 for financial success. And the 16 Mistakes Singles Make, Volume 1. I'm also a family man. I love my wife and I love my 3 children. And I'm happy to be with you here. We are talking about business ideas in Botswana. I'm sure there must be some ideas that are already in your mind. And there could be some ideas that we will share here today that will help you to put you on the right direction. So what I'm going to do is I will just talk for a moment, and then I will allow those who want to ask questions. In fact, you can be typing in your questions in the chat box. And then at the same time, I will also allow those who want to, have their video on so that I can talk to them and see each other face to face. And you ask me your question or you tell me about your business idea and I give you advice as far as I can go. All right. Awesome stuff. Let me just see where my phone is. because I know that some people might want to call in. I said that just in case somebody cannot join us here, they can just call in. I'm not expecting a lot of people to be calling in, but just in case. All right. Right. Please share the broadcast. Let other people join us. I only saw one person commenting that they gave me their name and they told me where they are watching from. I'm expecting to hear more from you guys. We are more than one here. Can we comment? Where are you watching from? All right. Perfect. I think I might as well just start. So the first business idea is consulting. And somebody is thinking, con what? Let me tell you my experience. Jessica S. Liketo. Thank you so much, Jessica. I'm glad to have you here. Thank you for typing in the comments. Where are you watching us from, Jessica? All right, others, let me know. Okay, Jessica is watching us from Botswana. Thank you so much, Jessica. We are glad to have you. Others, where are you watching us from? It'll be nice to know who is here. All right, thank you so much. So let's say number one business idea is consulting. And I will give you my personal experience. I became a business coach many years ago. It's almost 2 decades now since I was doing business coaching. What happened is I realized that there are so many things that I would have wanted to do in business, but nobody was helping me. And I don't blame anyone. It's because I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have a coach. I didn't even know many things by that time. I had not read a lot of books. And you know, what happened was that I saw my own struggles. And I said, how many people also struggle when they are running their own business? That's how I became a business coach. Until now, I'm so happy to be a business coach. Although right now, I'm more of a strategic business consultant, tending to work with more of large enterprises like companies on the stock exchange, those large enterprises. But I also help CEOs and directors of small companies and micro companies and medium enterprises as well. But how did it start? It was because I realized that now I've entered into business and there are many mistakes that I made. That could have been prevented. And then I decided to say, I want to be a consultant. I want to be a coach to help others. So you can actually be a consultant. That's number one. In other words, what we are saying is, what is it that you know that others might need? So that you consult for them. Every one of us here knows something that other people do not know. I mean, we will talk more about that. You can put your comments there. I mean, you don't know what to do, but let me tell you something. There is something you know that probably I don't know that you could actually consult for me. So that's number one. Number two is coaching. Coaching has become a buzzword today, but some of us became coaches almost 20 years back. And what a coach does is simply to help someone in the short term. It can be for some weeks, it can be for some months, it can be for years. And let me also hurry to distinguish between a coach and a mentor. A coach will work with you to address certain issues. Maybe they want to help you to develop certain skills. Like I have some executives, I have some directors, I have some CEOs that come to me and they say, you know what, my public speaking skills are not good. And I need a coach to sharpen those. So they come to me and I help them with presentation skills. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a professional speaker. So that comes naturally. I've been speaking for the longest time. I don't have to struggle. So what I just do is to identify the needs with the client and I help them. That's coaching. Over the years, my wife and I having been privileged to work on our marriage, to have a happy marriage, there are people that come to us to say, what do I do for me also to have a happy marriage? Some of the people come to us before they marry, and we do relationship coaching for them. Some of them say, okay, we are in love, we are about to get married, but we want you to coach us towards marriage before we do our wedding. So we coach them. Some will say we are already married. We want to move from one level to the other of happiness. Or maybe they are having challenges and they come for coaching 3-4 months. Do you see that anybody can be a coach, provided you have something that you know and that you are passionate about, such that you can actually help other people and they compensate you, they pay you because of your time. So coaching for me will be number 2. So now I'm not promising you that this is going to be easy. There is nothing easy under the sun. But the reason why I started with consulting and coaching is simple. These are things that you can start doing without needing a lot of capital. You don't need a lot of capital. You don't. You don't need a lot of capital for you to be a consultant. You don't need a lot of capital for you to be a coach. And I normally say to people, the best golfer in the world has a coach. The best basketball player has a coach. The presidents of this world have coaches. What about you and me? Everybody must have a coach. And everybody must be a coach, if at all they feel they have something that they can package and they enjoy empowering others. That's another thing. I know some professional speakers who are not comfortable with coaching people one-on-one, and that's fine. Such speakers actually make their money through either keynote speaking, or they do consultancy, or they do training. But for people like me, I love speaking and I love helping people one-on-one. I love training people. I love consultancy. So I do all those. All right? So consultancy and coaching. Those are some of the ideas that I think you could start anytime, anywhere, provided you know what you're doing and you love helping people. The third thing that comes to my mind is tuition. I think you have realized that quite a number of people have gone into tuition. For example, you are a university student. You definitely know more than, let's say for argument's sake, you are in your second year. There are things that you can help first-year students with. The way you struggled when you were new in varsity means that there are some people also who struggle when they are new in varsity, and such people need helpers like you. If you are good in certain modules, you can actually decide to advertise that you are a tutor and you start helping. Maybe you are good at statistics, you know data analysis and things like that, then you begin to assist people in that area. And for others, you can actually start tutoring primary school students, or maybe you tutor secondary school students, or maybe you tutor university students, whatever it is that you can. Tuition is another one. And it's a service. You don't need a lot of capital. You just use your mind. All right. So I'm touching more on things that I feel you don't really need to struggle a lot. Number 4 is speaking. I can assure you that if you are good at speaking, there's something interesting that we normally say to people. Many people's number 1 fear is the fear of death. And then their second fear is fear of public speaking. And their third fear is dying while doing public speaking. That means if you are bold enough and you can speak in front of an audience, then you are one out of very few in the world. All you need is to harness your speaking skills and make it a business. Of course, you might start off speaking for free. Like when I started doing motivational speaking, I was speaking for free. I was speaking for free for some time and I built my profile. I got recommendations from companies that were happy with the work that I was doing. And before you knew it, I now got to a level where I do not accept speaking for free. If at all I'm speaking for free, it's not really speaking for free. It's because the organization that has invited me is doing something that I feel is my cause to give back to the community. So in that case, I'm not speaking for free, but what I'm doing is I'm giving 100% discount to promote them, to support them. All right, so that's our number 4. Our number 5 is art. Are you good at art? Are you good at drawing? I've seen some people. I remember talking to one of my mentees. He's excellent at drawing. He can draw you. He can draw you, I'm telling you. And you will look amazing. Then I asked him, how much time do you spend to draw one person? He says 2 hours or 3 hours. And I'm like, okay, then after you finish drawing, what do you do? No, it's just for fun. It's a hobby. I said, why don't you make money out of your art? He said, no, in Botswana, many people will not buy art. I said, who told you have to limit yourself to Botswana? The whole of SADC has about 200 million or more people. The whole of Africa has over 1.1 billion people, which is 1,100 million people. And then the rest of the world, like right now, yes, I know that I've limited this topic to people in Botswana, but I can assure you, I have people following me who are in the US, I have people following me in the UK, I have people following me in Asia, I have people following me in the Middle East, all over the world. So it's possible for you. I actually remember one girl who drew something. She didn't know that she was going to make money. She's good at art, and she put it on Instagram. All of a sudden, somebody in the US ordered. He said, I need that. How much can I charge? How much can you charge me? And she made money from that. The next thing, she drew another thing and she put on Instagram, and it has become a business for her. Are you good at art? This is your opportunity. All right. Number 5, designing. Designing. Guys, if you are a good designer, maybe you design logos or you design websites, whatever it is you design, there is a site called Fiverr. 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 Okay? Fiverr, let me just type it in the comments here, just in case you might want to visit it later. Fiverr. People are making money on Fiverr. I'm glad also we have Moffat Mopi. Thank you, Moffat, for joining us. All right. Fiverr, I've just put it in the comments there. Please feel free to put in some charts, some comments. How is it so far? What I'm saying? Do you think it's helpful? What else would you want me to talk about? And so on, so that I do not just continue talking. I want it to be interactive, okay? This is not a class. All right. If you are enjoying it, please type enjoying. If you are enjoying what I'm saying so far, can you type enjoying? I don't see anybody typing. It's either you're not hearing me, or you're not enjoying, or you're waiting for the points that you are expecting. All right. I would love some interactions from you. All right. Number 6, dog breeding. When you are learning business, you do a lot of things. I've done dog breeding in the past, and I enjoyed it. I didn't take it to become a big business, but within my yard, I would just breed my dogs, and then they multiply, and then I sell. I advertise, I sell. But somebody can actually decide to grow it, to make it a real business where you actually look for the top breeds, and understand more about dogs, to say in the country where you are, which breeds do people need? For example, some people might need security dogs. Which security dogs are the best? Which ones are in high demand? I know some people who have gone to the level where they actually train the dogs, so that it's not just a dog, but it's actually a very valuable dog that can help anybody who buys it from you. I see Paradise Chabanga says enjoying. Thank you so much. Jessica says enjoying. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, guys. All right. So dog breeding is another business, guys. Hmm? You begin to understand those breeds like Boer Bull, you understand the Rottweiler, you understand the Shepherd, and so on and so on, and the German Shepherd. So you now immerse yourself in information and you interact with people that do dog breeding and learn more and go to shows and understand more about dog breeding. I'm telling you, before you know it, you can become an expert in dog breeding. All right, that will be our number 6. And of course, our number 7, I know you expected this one. Small stock farming. In Botswana, we are talking about rearing sheep and goats. Sheep and goats. There is never an opportunity for people in Botswana to rear goats and sheep than now. I did another video, in case you didn't see it. There is a video I did where I was talking about the opportunity that the president of Botswana, the current president, has presented to Botswana and entrepreneurs in the country to say we are opening new markets. There are new markets, guys. So the country needs a lot of goat meat, a lot of sheep meat. That's a huge opportunity. So what it then means is you can decide to be a goat farmer, you can decide to be a sheep farmer, but be unique and make sure that the kind of meat that you are producing there is excellent because it has to be exportable. All right. And not only that, you also need, apart from the work that the government is doing to support you, it will be nice for you to understand the work that is done by the Botswana Exporters Association. All right. The Botswana Exporters Association, very powerful association. It can help you to learn more about exportation. It's no longer business as usual, where your goats are just rocking up and down, and then you expect that people in other countries will go ahead and buy your goats. All right, guys. So goats and sheep. If you are here and you already know that some of the things that I've mentioned will interest you, I want you to type. Just type. If you like sheep farming, you just type sheep. If you like goat farming, you type goats. If you like consulting, you type consulting. If you like more than one, you can put all of them. Let me have some engagement from you guys. So far, you an artist, you just write art. I'm waiting for you. I will not continue until I know what's happening with you. So far, from what I have shared, what can you say resonates with you? It's an idea that you would want to explore further. I'm waiting. We have looked at 6 things so far. Number 7 is pig farming. Pig farming is in high demand. I did another video where I was talking about pig farming, where I was saying that, when it comes to pigs and the byproducts of pigs, Botswana imports 70 to 80%, which means that you should be thinking, how can I get into this and be able to make money? Guess what? The coronavirus has done something good and bad to all of us. As a local entrepreneur, what it means is that you are actually able, to produce things for the local market because borders have been closed. And now every country is trying to make sure that local entrepreneurs are the ones that produce for the local market. Jessica says, how does one start the goat and sheep farming? Does one have to necessarily get help from CEDA? That's a very good question. Thank you so much, Jessica. How does one start the goat and sheep farming? To start and where you can afford to start. Some people will definitely come up with an amazing proposal. They take it to CEDA, and then CEDA says, yes, we are giving you the money. Some people will say, okay, I will buy 2 goats. I will buy 5 goats. I'll buy 10 goats. I was actually reading earlier on, there's a farmer who started with 10 chickens. 10. Now she's a massive supplier of chicken, but she started with 10 in the backyard. That farmer started in the backyard of her parents. So sometimes the problem we have is we want to start big to an extent where we don't start at all because we want to start big. There is nothing that starts big. Everything starts as a seed. If it is possible, you can start maybe in your village. Maybe if you have a friend who has a farm, you put a few goats there so that you learn the ropes. But if you want to start big, then you will need a lot of capital. Because if you want to start big and you want to really make it with goats and pigs and sheep, it is advisable for you to start with 100. All right? But again, you can look at it and say, okay, fine. If I start with 100 and I know nothing about goats, I know nothing about sheep, I know nothing about pigs, what will happen to me? That's why you find quite a lot of business people fail because they want to start at the top. They don't want to start at the bottom. So I hope that has answered you. If you can start small, why not? But just know that it is not going to give you a lot of yield when you start small. You are just learning the ropes. You are learning to understand. And also sometimes it helps you to see whether you truly love the animals that you are taking care of. Because if you don't love them, it's going to be very difficult in tough moments. All right? Prayer says enjoying. Jessica says, and with consulting, does one have to go through a certain course for it? That's a very good question there. Thank you, Jessica, for asking that. Consulting, you don't necessarily have to have a particular course. I know that sometimes, when you go on YouTube, there are people who are already successful and they talk big. They talk about how they are multimillionaires or how they are highly educated, as if you have to have a PhD or you have to have a master's degree or you have to have a first degree or you have to do a certain course for you to get there. Sometimes people do it because they have forgotten, or maybe they never started where some of us started. When I started, I didn't have anything that was amazing. When I started business coaching, I only had a diploma in education. I was a secondary school teacher. Now, having a course is a good thing, I should say. It's a good thing because it empowers you. It helps you to be able to help others. And it also gives you a bit of confidence. But what I want to say is, it's not a must to have a course. I know one of the greatest coaches in the world right now. He ended the school in O level. O level is where he ended. But by the time he was done with O level, he had read 700 books. He had read 700 books on psychology, on money, on different things, on business, and so on. So today, he is a coach of presidents of nations. Today, he is a coach of top footballers, top basketball players, and so on, top CEOs. And he charges $1 million for you to get into his coaching program for the year, 1 million. But he did not start there. He was just someone who had O level. So what I want to say to you is this. Okay, for me, I had a diploma in education. I decided to add on to my education as I was doing business coaching. And it also helped me to boost my confidence. Now today, I coach CEOs. I coach directors. I consult for large enterprises that are on the stock exchange. But I didn't start there. I started somewhere and I grew slowly, and I'm still growing. So I don't want anybody watching this to think that, okay, Dr. Mutoko has an advantage. He can say, yes, you can be a consultant. He can say, yes, you can be a coach because he has a PhD and he has an MBA. I want you to know that you can start from where you are. There are people you can consult for who will appreciate you. All you need is to read. All you need is to read. There is a difference between schooling and education. We have a lot of people that are schooled. They have gone to school, but it's not really education because they can't practically apply what they have learned. So let's say you didn't have money to go to school. You didn't have money to attend some courses. That's not the end of you. Read books. Now, if you don't like books and you don't like courses, then it's going to be difficult for you as a coach. It's going to be difficult for you as a consultant. I hope I have answered. If not, feel free to ask again, Jessica. You had asked it, and with consulting, does one have to go through a certain course for it? No, I don't think you must wait until you have a course. But if that's your choice, why not? Because when you have a course, it empowers you, it gives you confidence, it gives you some authenticity when you are speaking to someone. All right. And then Paradise says consulting and art. All right. So Paradise is interested in consulting and art. Awesome. And Moffat says would like to explore consulting. Yes. Just to choose which area of consulting are you going to go with. What are you excited about? That's one thing. Another thing is, what are some of the problems that people have or problems that organizations have? Sometimes you also look at some of the things that you have done that other people are still struggling with. For example, I never thought in my life that I would end up consulting for people who want to start YouTube channel or to grow their YouTube channels. I never thought about that. When I started my YouTube channel, it was just to touch lives. I just loved posting videos on business on videos on business, videos on leadership, videos on family, videos on preaching, motivational speaking. I was just putting my videos. I never knew that one day I will be in the top 50 best YouTube channels in the country, such that there are other people out there. Now, hear me very well. There are people who have YouTube channels which are massive. They have millions of subscribers. I only have 2,600 subscribers. But for you to reach 2,600 subscribers, man, you sweat. I sweated to get there. Now, there is another person. I'm trying to show you that the fact that I consult for people who want to start YouTube or who have started YouTube, who want to grow it, it's not because I'm the best. There will always be someone who is below you. There will always be someone who looks at you and says, wow. So such a person, you can help them. Don't worry yourself about people who are better than you. Don't worry yourself about people who are making more money than you. Yes, it's their stage in life. You have your stage, but there's another person. Just like going to school. Maybe you have a first degree, you are done. There's another person who is still in preschool. There's another person who is still in primary whom you can help. There's another person who is still in secondary whom you can help. There's another person who is still doing their first degree whom you can help. And those who have done masters also, they can help the first degree students. And those who have done PhD can help. You get what I'm talking about? There are levels in life. You cannot look at yourself and say, what can I do? I don't think I can help anybody. I don't think people will take me seriously. Maybe your friends will not take you seriously. It's okay. They are not your clients. They are your friends. But there are people out there that you can help on certain things. So yes, you can actually explore consulting. Just ask yourself, which area of consulting should I be looking at? And what am I good at? What am I good at? What am I passionate about? All right. Jessica says, yes, sir, it has answered me. Thank you very much, Jessica, for that question and for the response as well. Paradise says, how does one deal with having anxiety with starting a new business, especially ones that are already penetrating the market? How does one deal with having anxiety with starting a new business, especially ones that are already penetrating the market? All right. Paradise, you know what you need to do. Just start. Every new thing will cause you to be uncomfortable. Anytime you want to do what you have never done, you will find yourself feeling uncomfortable. So the best medicine is to start. The best medicine to deal with anxiety, at least according to me, is just to start. Do it. Put yourself under pressure. Just start. Ask yourself, what is the worst case scenario? If I start the business right now, will I die? No. I don't know what others think. Please help me to answer some of the questions here. How do you deal with anxiety? How do you deal with anxiety? Let me hear what others think. Let me hear what others think. All right. So we were on number 6. All right. We were on number 6. We talked about goats and sheep. We talked about pigs. Number 7 is horticulture. Number 7 is horticulture, guys. We all need vegetables. We all need green pepper. We need tomatoes. We need onions. We need cabbages. We need to eat, especially these days when we are talking a lot about health. Yeah, we need to eat. So it's very important. If it is possible, you can actually start in your backyard. Have a backyard garden. Somebody saying, I don't have space. I've seen some places where people will just take some dishes, old dishes, they take some tins, they take some bowls, old bowls, they put soil in there, they plant tomatoes, they plant vegetables, they do different things, and it's around their room or their house, just the same way that you would do with flowers. Many times we decorate our houses with flowers right around, around your house or around your room. You have flowers there. It's okay. It's good. It helps you to see. I see Paradise is laughing. Thank you for that laughter, Paradise. Yeah. So you put flowers there and okay, it's okay. It helps you to feel good, but you could actually have vegetables. And before you know it, you can end up developing a love for horticulture. If you have a farm, and this is another thing I say to people, you can actually hire a farm. Are you aware that there are people who have land that they are not using? I mean, if you go around Botswana right now, you see vast lands that are not being used. If you can approach the owner of a certain farm or a certain timo and say, look, I want to do some agriculture. Can you allow me to experiment and use your land? Remember, when you are using someone's land, at least the land is occupied. 1, 2, you are actually putting manure or things like that. You're actually developing the land on behalf of that farmer. So don't sit at home and say, I don't know what to do. Check yourself. Are you truly an entrepreneur? Are you really serious? Start with the tins, with the dishes and things like that, and start doing something around your house. And probably, who knows, it can start growing elsewhere. All right. Are there any questions so far on what I've said? How many of you love farming? Let me see you typing. You just type yes. Those who love farming, just type yes. I'm waiting, guys. Those who love farming, type yes. Type yes, type yes, type yes, type yes. Okay, I see yes there. Thank you, Jessica. Others? There's only Jessica. Others, you don't love farming. The other time I was talking with somebody and they were reminding me, okay, Rose Kiakile says, yes, I would like to try. Thank you, Rose. And thank you for coming through. Right? Guys, are you aware that when it comes to farming, you need a doctor once in a while? Okay? You need all these other things. You don't need them every day, but do you know you need a farmer 3 times a day or more? Many people, like right now, before you came for this show, you have eaten, isn't it? You need the farmer. Lunch hour, you're going to eat again. You need the farmer. Dinner, you're going to eat again. You need the farmer. Some people will actually take snacks in between. You need a farmer several times per day, daily. That's why even during a lockdown, farming is one of the essential services. It's very important. When coronavirus came, it actually promoted the local farmers. The local farmers are struggling to supply Botswana. We have always said, oh, no, Botswana is small, only 2 million people. But do you see that for farmers, things are actually shooting up? So farming is a good thing. But I want to say to you, if you want to be a farmer, don't just do it as a hobby. Do it as a business. Understand what you are doing. Do your marketing. Produce quality, good quality, excellent quality that people need. Excellent quality that bit by bit you can actually be able to export. All right? So it's very important. Farming is excellent. All right? So I saw 2 people who said yes to farming, whether it's horticulture or it's small stock, or I know some people would want to do pigs. I see Paradise also says yes. Thank you very much, Paradise. Highly appreciated. Now let's move on to number 8. Number 8 business idea in Botswana is buying and selling. Buying and selling. I didn't want to say buying and selling what. I know some people are buying and selling clothes. Some people are buying and selling shoes. Some are buying and selling handbags. Some are buying and selling. What else do people buy and sell? Can I see you typing in the chat box? What do you know people buy and sell? Botswana. Let's type, guys. What do people buy and sell in Botswana? Or what do you think people can buy and sell? Botswana. I'm waiting for you. If I continue talking, then people are going to slip off, isn't it? Buying and selling, apart from clothes. Yes, I see Rose typing wigs. Thank you, Rose. Yes, with the ladies, they always want to look nice and good. So help the ladies to have some nice wigs. What else? What else, guys? What else can you buy and sell? There's a lot that people can buy and sell. There's a lot. I'm waiting for you. What else can people buy and sell? Apart from wigs. Do you know, have you ever seen some people who sell off-layer chickens? You see they have some cages near some shopping center or at a shopping center. You think they are actually growing those chickens? Some of them actually go and buy. When you talk with them, they will say, hey, please, if you continue asking for a discount, you're killing my business because I'm buying these chickens for a certain amount and I must sell them for a certain amount. So there's someone who makes their business of buying chicken and selling. They go to a farmer, they buy the broilers, they buy the off layers, and they sell to others. Some people buy eggs and they sell the eggs. Sometimes before you actually become a farmer, you can start by buying what other farmers are selling and you go and sell it somewhere so that you can learn the trade. And it also gives you an opportunity to see whether you really love that line of business. You learn a lot. So before you rush to say, let me look for a loan, 1 million pula, 500,000 pula, I want to have 10,000 chickens, I want to have 15,000 chickens, why don't you start by buying what others are producing, you sell it, and you learn in the process, and you get somewhere. So we have no excuse whatsoever for saying that I can't start. You can actually start somewhere. All right. So our number 9 business is to open a YouTube channel. You can start your own YouTube channel. And If you look at some of my videos on this channel, you will see that there's somewhere I've talked about the mistakes that I made in terms of me owning a YouTube channel over the years. You can start a YouTube channel. Starting a YouTube channel, depending on which country you are in, one, it can actually bring you money. Two, the number of subscribers you have can attract organizations to want to work with you because you have influence. If you have so many people following you, it doesn't have to be YouTube only, actually. It can be YouTube, it can be Instagram, it can be a Facebook page that has got a lot of followers such that Facebook ends up paying you money. All right? Whatever social platform. So I know I've said YouTube channel because I coach people who want to grow their YouTube channels, but it doesn't have to be YouTube only. It can be other platforms as well. I mean, you know that there are influencers on every platform. There are influencers on Pinterest. There are influencers on Twitter. There are influencers on Instagram. There are influencers on LinkedIn. There are influencers on YouTube. I think particularly your generation, guys, the young generation, this is the time for you to try playing around with different social media platforms and see which one is working for you and master it very well. I've been privileged to grow, and my platform on LinkedIn has brought to me a lot of friends across the world. Some of the people I interview on this platform, I met them on LinkedIn. So I've got over 11,000 followers on LinkedIn. And then YouTube, I have more than 2,600 subscribers. So you need to choose which platform, and then you maximize on that. You will now have companies being willing to sponsor some of your videos. So you are paid for you to run your channel. How interesting is that? You are engaging with people. Like, I love entrepreneurship. Here I am touching the lives of entrepreneurs. Another massive enterprise out there can come in and say, you know what? We want to sponsor you with equipment for videos. We want to sponsor you with this and that. We want to give you some prizes that you can give while you are having your show, because probably they also love to touch people and help people to come out of poverty and empower young people and elderly people alike who want to make a living for themselves through entrepreneurship. So you see how that happens. Decide to have a certain platform where you can grow and make it like a business. Like I think you have seen for me on YouTube, I post almost every day. And that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But that was my decision. And it makes me happy if I can get testimonies from different people. So, yes, that's our number 9. Have a YouTube channel. All right. Let me know in the comment box how many of you have got YouTube channels. I see Jessica saying smartphones, vegetables, and makeup. Thank you so much, Jessica. I appreciate that. So she was responding to the question where I was saying that what other things can be sold. All right? What other things can be sold? Let me know in the comment box how many of you. Okay, let's make it easier for you, right? If YouTube is what you are trying to build as a business, just write YouTube. If Instagram is what you are trying to grow as your platform, just write Instagram. If it is Twitter, Pinterest, whatever it is, just type that. Thank you so much. All right. While I'm waiting for you to tell me which platform you are trying to grow, let me answer what Jessica is asking. Jessica says, sir, how does one grow their connections and network through LinkedIn? Okay. That's a lot. There's a lot of work to be done there. But I will quickly say, number 1, I will ask you to go through my LinkedIn profile, because my LinkedIn profile is one of the most accomplished LinkedIn profiles of all, right? In terms of when you look at the things that I've included there, I've put links to my videos and so on and so on. It's a 5-star profile according to LinkedIn. I'm not saying I'm the best influencer there. I'm just someone who is trying to grow. But what I'm saying is when you go to my profile, you will learn a lot of things that I've included. And by the way, don't be discouraged by the accomplishments. I remember I talked to someone, they went to my LinkedIn profile, they were mind blown. They say, what? They felt discouraged to say, you have done so many things, you have won these awards, you have done this, you are connected with big people. No, I want you to see me when I started, when I didn't have one connection. Okay, when I didn't have one connection. So don't worry about the achievements. You can start from where you are. For example, in the about section, you must put some good information that is precise about you. Do you know that there's someone who will put one sentence in the about section on LinkedIn, and it's powerful? Now you look at Dr. Mutoko's about section, it has got paragraphs upon paragraphs. Then you begin to feel like, hey, me, I just have one sentence. He has got so many paragraphs. No, it's not a competition. You start from where you are. Even if you put one paragraph that is concise, which people can actually read and know what you stand for. Then grow the LinkedIn profile bit by bit. So apart from learning from my profile, the second thing I suggest is work on your about section. Put something there that is concise. And then every single day, that's number 3, every single day, you must come and do something to your profile. Improve on it, okay? Number 4, usually LinkedIn will show you different people that are on the platform. Choose the type of people that you want to be networking with. For example, let's say you know that you love farming and you want to grow in farming. So you can look for people who are doing farming and you begin to click connect, but don't overdo it because LinkedIn might think this is now a robot, okay? Maybe you click to connect with 20 people per day or 30, whatever it is, but don't overdo like clicking. It doesn't show seriousness. So that's another thing you can do. Another thing you can do, number 5, for you to grow on LinkedIn is to send messages to people that you want to connect with. Just greeting them, how are you? I've gone through your profile. It's important for you to check profiles of the people that you want to connect with, right? How are you? I've looked through your profile. Oh, it's so inspiring. Whatever is the fact, it's so inspiring. I particularly liked this and this and this and this. So somebody will feel that you are taking them seriously and they will want to connect with you, all right? And then I think that the last point I can give for now to grow on LinkedIn is to comment on what other people are writing. Very important. LinkedIn will take it as an engagement. The same way, like if you had posted on your LinkedIn profile, okay? If you had posted, it's the same way as when you comment after someone has actually written a post, or maybe they have put a video. So there are people who go on LinkedIn, they never comment. They come on YouTube. It works almost on all the social media platforms. You come on YouTube. When you are on YouTube, like when you are engaging with my video, right now, Google is seeing you. YouTube is seeing you, that you are engaging. Another time you watch another video, you leave a comment. That is engagement. It is actually working to your favor if you are going to be active. Let's say you are commenting on my YouTube channel. The next time I put another video, you comment, you ask a question, you do that, and you have your own YouTube channel. The fact that you are engaging on other people's YouTube channels, it is working for your favor. You are causing YouTube to know that you are around. Now, some people have a YouTube channel, they have a LinkedIn profile, they have a Twitter. They never respond to anybody's posts. They only post their own. Now, when you do that, it means you are disadvantaging yourself. You are not causing yourself to be more known. All right? Because most of these platforms, they use robots. They are robots that go around. They use algorithms, which check to see your level of engagement. So it's very important. Comment, like, share, and so on. It actually causes you to benefit as well. All right. Moffat says, I would like to use Twitter, or he's using Twitter. That's excellent. Thank you so much. All right. So we said number 9 was YouTube. Number 10 is baking. Baking. B-A-K-I-N-G. I remember talking to someone who was still a varsity student, And I asked her, I said, what do you like doing? She said, I love baking. I said, wow, where did you learn baking? And she says, on YouTube. YouTube has become a school. Guys, YouTube is a school. You can get almost anything. That's why I believe that there is no better time to be alive than right now. We are in the best moments in the world where information is everywhere. All you need is to know whom are you following? What information do they give you? Instead of spending time watching things that don't help you, you need to be learning. Learn how to bake. I know another guy who learned how to play the guitar on YouTube. He is one of the best guitarists in Botswana right now. And he learned it from YouTube. All things are possible, guys. All things are possible. All things are possible. Number 11 is hairdo. You can actually teach yourself how to play it. I see Paradise saying YouTube. Okay, Paradise is into YouTube. Awesome. Thank you very much. So you can learn how to fix people's hair, how to play it. I think if you've been following me for the longest time, you know that I do my wife's hair. Coach Princess' hair is done by me. I haven't yet learned how to play it. But when it comes to relaxing the hair, I am the one who is in charge. Where did I learn it? I didn't go to school. I didn't even do it on YouTube. Guess who taught me? It was my wife who taught me. I was just interested. So I'm the one who retouches her hair. I'm the one who relaxes her hair. I understand her hair more than any hair salon can understand it. You can do anything. Nobody can stop you. So hairdo is another thing you can think about. That was our number 11. Number 12 is property. Property. I know, guys, I'm not giving financial advice here. This is general advice. I don't want anybody to say, I did this because Dr. Mutoko said, go and do this. All right? But what I'm just saying is, property is another big one, especially residential property. All right? Residential property is big. But the problem I have with most people is that they are not doing anything. They say, one day I shall be doing property business and I want to do multi-residential, and it's okay. I want to build a complex. It's okay. Start somewhere. Before you do that big one, where can you start now? That's why we are saying, if you don't have the money for property now, you can start with some small things. Even as you enter into property, you don't start by building 3 bedrooms or you build high-rise building when you have never built 1 room before that is flat. That's a recipe for disaster. Don't sit at home and say, I have nothing to do. You can start somewhere. All right? So that was our number 12. And of course, the last one that I'm giving you for today, number 13, is music. I know many people love music, right? Any musicians in the house, can you type music? If you love music or you are an artist, you either play or you sing, can you type it? Let me see it in the comment box. Music, guys. I know that the COVID-19 has actually affected us negatively. My family and I produced an album last year, 15th of September 2019. It's an 8-track gospel album called No One Like Jesus. Amazing songs that are being played on various radio stations in Botswana. Right? Does it mean it's easy? It's not. And this is another important thing I want to say to you. I know I'm talented in singing. My wife is talented in singing. But what we have done is we have built our business around consulting and coaching and speaking. Those are our strongest points. Music, we are just exploring right now as an additional to explore our talents. But I cannot say we are putting so much effort like somebody who is a full-time musician. So if you kind of like something and you put a half-hearted effort, you are also not going to get the maximum results. Be willing to start where you are and get to where you want to go. So guys, these are the 13 points that I wanted to share with you today to say these are some of the business ideas that are available for Botswana entrepreneurs. Now, I would like to ask because we are ending in the next 2-3 minutes. So are there any questions or clarifications that you need before we close for today? Is there anybody who wants to put their video on and they will talk to me on video? If you are like that, then you click the link that I have put here. Let me see if I can put the link again. Yes, that's the link. This link, if you click it, I'll be able to pick your video and I will talk to you face to face in case you want to ask something or you want us to discuss something. Otherwise, if there are no questions coming through, let me know how this particular live has benefited you. Can you kindly type in the chat box there? How has it been? Has it helped you? Has it inspired you? What has this session done for you? Let me know in the comment box, please, before we close. Let me know how this live session has been. If you have suggestions for improvement in future, feel free to do the same. Are you still there, guys? I'm sure you are still typing. How has been this live? I think this is our first live ever. And because you guys have shown interest, if you are still interested, I will create more time to discuss things like this again. Okay, Rose says, it has really inspired me, sir. Thank you for the insight. Oh, okay, Rose, I really appreciate that. And thank you for coming through and thank you for commenting. Others, what are you saying? If you have some suggestions for improvements, I would appreciate that as well. Right. What do you want us to discuss probably next week? Would you want us to talk about investing on the Botswana Stock Exchange? Or do you want me to do another live where we talk about how to become a successful coach? Would you like us to have a broadcast to talk again about business ideas? Or you want us to talk about investing on the Botswana Stock Exchange? Or you want us to talk about investing in property? Or you want us to talk about what? Let me know what you think. Moffat says, what was your inspiration to be where you are? Did you just wake up and say you want to be a motivational speaker or something encouraged you to do what you do? Thank you so much, Moffat, for asking that. Whew, it's a long story, my dear. If you check on my YouTube channel, there is a video called The Amazing Story of Dr. Wilbert Mutoko, The Amazing Story of Dr. Wilbert Mutoko. So I'll just sum it up here. I grew up in the rural areas and I was going to secondary school very far away, more than 8 kilometers running on foot. And in many cases, there will be rain, there will be cold and all those things. And it was really harsh. I don't want to say that I grew up in the poorest of families. No, it was not the poorest, but we were quite close to poorest. My parents did the best that they could, and I really appreciate them and I honor them. But the person one of the people apart from my mother and my father, one of the people that inspired me was my auntie, my father's sister, who constantly challenged me to do things beyond the way we have always done them. For example, she would call me and we sit down and she would say to me while I was in secondary school, she says to me, you must focus on your school and become something. Can't you see my own children? One of them is a librarian. One of them is working at the Power Corporation. One of them is a teacher. One of them, when you're in the rural area, those things that her children were doing were outstanding. They were amazing. And my auntie would also say to me, all you people in Mutoko family, all you can do, the best that anybody has ever done in the Mutoko family at large is to own a bicycle. And you decorate it, you put mirrors, you put this, you put that. Is that the only thing the Mutoko family can do? Can't there be someone in the Mutoko family who can stand out and buy a vehicle and buy buildings and be able to touch the world? So those words stuck with me. And she was always saying, stop these relationships whereby you are still a boy, you are still a girl, you are still in school, you are mixing school with love and all that. So she discouraged me from doing that. And she helped me, together with my father and my mother, to be very focused and desire that one day I'll become a somebody and I would like to help others and empower others. So my advantage also was that I was also very good at speaking, because right from, I think, standard 1 going forward, I was that kind of person who was in the debate club. Like if there's a debate in class, I'll be part of it. If there's a quiz, I'll be part of it. And I was also in the school choir, the music, you can see it also coming out of that. And I loved reading books. So when you read a lot of books, you get encouraged and then you want to encourage other people. So that's how it all started. And I've always been driven. But I think that the major turning point came on the 17th of October, 1994, when I received Jesus Christ as my personal savior. When I saw Jesus healing me, I had a sickness that was threatening to take my life. And the day I received Jesus as my personal savior, I was completely healed. And I could go back to school after 6 months of no longer going to school. So I got a new level of motivation from Jesus Christ to say, what? Jesus loved me such that he even died on the cross for people he didn't know, for people like me, so that I can get healing and deliverance. I got inspired that, you know what? It doesn't matter whether someone is black or white. It doesn't matter whether somebody comes from my village or they don't come from my village. It doesn't matter whether somebody is pink or yellow. I value everybody because Jesus died for everybody. All right. I love everybody, whether they have money or they don't have money, because I grew up without access to nice things of this world. Whether I'm educated or I'm not educated, I value everybody and I want to make a difference. So I think the greatest inspiration that keeps on driving me now is from Jesus Christ. I hope I have answered you, Moffat. And thank you once again for that question. Jessica says, I feel educated and inspired. I don't regret joining the live session. Thank you so much, sir. You're most welcome, Jessica. And thank you for coming through as well. I really appreciate you coming through. Guys, I want to avoid this session becoming too long. Can you just type in what you want us to do next time? Okay? Just type in what you want us to do next time. And then we close this session, unless there is another person who has a question. All right. Or else you can also email me. Anyway, it's not a problem. You can email me. Some of you have got my WhatsApp contact. Some of you can contact me on Instagram. You can contact me on Messenger. All right. So on Instagram, if you DM me, you are assured that I will respond. Moffat says, thank you, sir, for the answer. You are most welcome, Moffat. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of your day. I love you. Bye for now.